Welcome back to another video. In this video, we want to talk about the best metabolism boosting foods for vegetarians. So if you're a vegetarian or you just want to know about best metabolism boosting foods, definitely stick around. All right, so we really want to focus on first what are vegetarians. So you might actually be a vegetarian. You probably saw the title of the video. You saw vegetarians, like, oh, I'm a vegetarian. What can this guy tell me about metabolism and how it boosts foods and whatnot? So let's understand, you do not eat any type of meat. You just strictly with vegetables and of that nature, right? So all vegetarian types of dishes that you would eat. Now, you are very, very familiar. The fact that you're not eating any meats, you're not getting certain vitamins that you actually need to, the best way to put it is to look pink, right? So when you do not have vitamin B12, you actually start looking less pink and more pale because, again, you're depriving yourself of that nutrient, which is not a big deal because right now modern society has to a point where you can actually supplement with it and you'll be fine. But then let's go ahead and understand that even though you might be a vegetarian, it's really hard for me to see individuals that are vegetarian and that are overweight. So if you are overweight and you are a vegetarian, maybe you just started recently, but if you've been vegetarian for a long period of time, it's almost impossible for you to get overweight, to be honest with you. This is like, not gonna lie, this is exactly what it is. Because when you eat vegetables, there's no synthetic chemicals within it that's gonna actually change up your hormonal levels to make you accumulate fat. Majority of the vegetables do not have a lot of fat in them, and also you're not getting in a lot of carbohydrates or sugars to a point where you are actually converting those sugars into fats. So it's a very odd concept that I haven't seen, but maybe you might prove me wrong. Maybe you'll be like, hey Shaquille, I've been a vegetarian for 10 years and I'm still overweight. Now, my question would be for you is, were you overweight before you became vegetarian, or did you become overweight while you were becoming a vegetarian? That tells me a lot, because if you were overweight before you were a vegetarian, maybe you never got rid of all that you had before, that excess energy, that fuel that we always talk about, because we're always storing when we have a surplus or an abundance of it. Now, if you tell me that you were skinny and then you became a vegetarian and you became overweight, that's gonna make me question a lot of things. Like, I would want to get a whole audit of your life just to understand what are you eating exactly. Are you eating from like a fast food restaurant, or are you actually going to the market, buying the vegetables and then cooking your dishes, or are you buying vegetarian dishes from ultra processed centers, right? That's a real question. But at the end of the day, once we understand what metabolism is, let's just make sure that we have a baseline understanding is, how does your body use fuel for energy? Fuel for energy. Every single organism in this world needs fuel or needs energy to do its thing. Whether they just want to sleep, whether they want to procreate, whether they want to eat, whether they want to have fun, we all need energy. Even the fact of you talking or moving or sitting, everything requires energy, because there's different cells within you that need different types of energetic requirements. Understanding that, the three main types of macro foods that you're probably very familiar with is proteins, fats, and carbs. Proteins, fats, and carbs. These three things are super vital to make sure that your composition of your body is on point. Now, understanding that when you're a vegetarian, majority of your food is going to be either protein because of the vegetables. The structural integrity requires protein, so you'll get the protein, not all the protein, but you'll get majority of the protein. Carbohydrates, of course, you'll get sugars, because what do vegetables do? They store their energy. You're eating the stored energy of the plant, of the tree, of whatever it is, because that's what plants do. They need to store their energy for a later date. Think of it as their fat storage. Their sugars, their glycogen stores are their version of fat to them. But then again, we consume it, we use it, and if we have excess amounts of it, then it gets converted into fat, which shouldn't be a big issue for vitamin B12, for vegetarians. I stress vitamin B12 because it's actually really, really important. There's so many types of diseases that you can actually get. The one that pops in my head is beriberi, where it's like a neurological symptom that you experience when you don't have enough vitamin B12, and that's when you need that shot exactly. But I don't want to get to that point. I just want to talk about, metabolism boosting foods for vegetarians. So in reality, if you just only eat vegetables, you're always boosting your metabolism, because you're never really allowing it to store. And when we have the furnace of your metabolism continuously on, That's a great feeling. If you really think about it, it's a great feeling because now you never have to actually worry about storing, and then also at the same time worrying about getting other diseases of sorts as well. Cool. So if that made sense to you, definitely you know what to do. Give it a like, letting me know that you appreciate the video. If you did not like this video, if you thought this was a complete waste of your time, go ahead and dislike it as well, because I'm curious to see what you like, what you don't like, and then I can improve upon it in future iterations. With that, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.